Oh, what's this? Pfft, no, I'm not using Carmen for clout. I totally am. Hello, 'tis I. Today I'm gonna be doing a commentary video on one of Carmenrider's videos. If you don't know, I've actually covered her before, but this is very unrelated to the other videos. Even if she wasn't, Carmenrider, I'd still be reacting to this video because it's fucking stupid. So don't think I'm trying to ag on drama. I'm not, I promise. I'm trying to steer clear of certain types of videos, and therefore I haven't had much ideas. So I'm gonna be, using Carmen for clout as I do. By the way, the using Carmen for clout thing is like mostly a joke. I'm making a video on her not because I'm trying to get clout, but just because, hell, I don't have any commentary ideas, so why the fuck not, to be honest. Basically, Carmenrider is commentating on a video about Asian people basically saying, hey, don't say these things to us, it's weird. And then Carmen's like, no, or something. I don't even know what Carmen was trying to get across other than, haha, you're being stupid. So, fuck it. Carmenrider has had a habit of fetishizing Asians in the past, seeing as she's admitted it. She straight up admitted that she considers being Asian a lootable feature, and also this isn't fetishization on its own, but it kind of makes it worse. It makes the already existing fetishization worse. That her partner OC, the OC that she considers her girlfriend, is Asian. I'm not saying that that's bad on its own. If you make a character who you find attractive and you make them Asian, that's not Asian fetishization on its own. It's just when you already have a habit of fetishizing Asians, and then that on top of that is bad. And I think they're supposed to be based on the real life SO, so I'm not even sure. But there's been a lot of, theories that Carmen's significant other isn't actually real, and that Virgo is just a way of claiming yeah, I totally have bitches. You don't need to lie about your SO, Carmen. It's okay. We all already know that you do not get a single bitch in your DMs. I mean, other than Class Edge Lord, but I don't even think you're interested in him since I'm pretty sure you're a lesbian. Also, keep in mind that I will be under the assumption in this entire video that Virgo, at least the character, whether the actual real-life Virgo exists or not, is a character being controlled by Carmen, because I'm pretty sure multiple times she has stated that Virgo is an OC, so keep that in mind. Anyway, let the Asian disrespect begin.
Hello again, Carmenrider here.
And Virgo here back with another commentary.
So remember that video from way back called How to Not Piss Off Women? And I mentioned a video called How to Not Piss Off Asian People?
Not that I'm aware of.
This was before you were here, during the Showa era of the channel. Anyways, during that time I was actively looking for an Asian person to join me on said comm, just to make sure people don't play identity politics.
Hey guys! I don't want people to play identity politics, so I'm gonna do it first.
And that's where Virgo comes in.
Wait, are we just allowed to use OCs for identity politics arguments now? Well, in that case, AO Arson!
Huh? You can't use me for an identity politics argument. Because I'm only a fictional character who therefore will be based on the opinions and biases of my creator, that being MG.
What's that? Actual logic? Pfft, get out of here.
The video's titled, well, I already told you. Anyways, let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Mari Takahashi. I am Olivia Sway. We are not the same person.
Yeah, I'm aware. I have eyes. I know they're referencing the Asians look the same stereotype, but it doesn't work when you have different hair colors, skin tones, and overall features.
If they did actually have the same features and hair color, they would actually look the same. The point of the joke is that not all Asians look the same because you can clearly tell the difference between them. Obviously they don't look the same. That's the point of the joke.
We're tired of people confusing us. But instead of getting mad, we're here to help by giving you guys the simple do's and don'ts for how to not piss off Asian people. First, let's talk about greetings. You might not know how to pronounce your names, so do just ask.
That's not really an Asian exclusive thing, that's more so a minority thing.
Oh, trust me, it's not just a minority thing either. My name gets mispronounced all the time, despite it being 4 letters. And while a lot of people do know my name, I'm not going to be sharing it because I don't want it to be spread around more than it already has. But besides that point, okay, if Asians experience it, they're allowed to talk about it in their video about things that Asians experience. You do understand that, right? There's a lot of experiences that are not just one minority group exclusive. For example, a lot of gay people get kicked out of their homes, and a lot of trans people get kicked out of their homes. Does that mean that gay people can't talk about their experiences of getting kicked out of their home because they were gay because trans people also experience it? That's stupid!
And yes, while Asians are considered minorities, this video focuses solely on Asians.
You literally just disproved your own point that you made like 5 seconds ago. Yeah, the video is only talking about Asians, and it's focused on Asians, which is why they didn't mention that other races go through this. Seriously, Carmen, I know you're dumb, but I didn't think you were that dumb to like disprove your point just like 5 seconds after saying it.
Also, why would you get pissed off over a false pronunciation? That seems a very minor thing to be upset about.
I guess you'd have a point, but at the same time, I feel like the video title is supposed to be a joke. I feel like it's kind of supposed to be a bit over-exaggerative for them to, you know, joke about their experiences and make a funny video about it. Because I'm pretty sure that this video isn't supposed to be super serious. It's just them talking about their experiences as Asian people in a joking, lighthearted way, while also at the same time teaching you things not to do when speaking to Asian people.
It's weird for everyone when you try and say our names and then butcher them.
So is it Olivia Sui or Sui?
Why would anyone address you by your last name?
Carmen is about to answer her own question.
Wouldn't people just refer to you by your first? And yes, I know in, ironically enough, Asian countries they are addressed by the last name or title.
Yeah, you just answered your own question. And yes, I know there's more to it, so I'm obviously going to let her finish speaking until I butt in more.
But this is the States. The only people who are going to refer to you by your last name are people who are, I don't know, maybe interviewing you or something?
You do know that there are non-Asians in Asian countries, right? Do you not know what moving to a foreign country is?
Or Sui?
Sway.
Ah.
Okay, so Mari, to catch a he.
Close. Takahashi.
These are really bad examples, to be honest. Most of these names are easy to pronounce. Also, notice how the only people they're using as the opposing side are white people.
Guys, this video is contributing to the oppression of white people. How could it?
It's almost as if this was made with a white bad narrative in mind, as if other minorities wouldn't have to ask how to pronounce certain names.
Wow, it's almost like these people have most likely been through these experiences in real life, and it's mostly been done to them by white people. What a shocker. Them using white people as an example of racial ignorance? How could they? It's not like white people don't have the struggles that people of color do, therefore they're gonna be ignorant. Now, keep in mind, this isn't me saying that all white people are ignorant. No. There's a lot of white people who are very sensible and don't do the things that they're talking about. But a lot of white people do. More so than other races because they're racially ignorant most of the time. It's not that deep. They don't have some secret hatred for white people. They're just using objective fact that white people are more racially ignorant than other races because they've been the majority for all of history. Seriously, use your head.
It's phonetic.
Hold on, you said it was Japanese.
You're not funny.
I know this is like your brand, you saying you're not funny in response to people trying to make a joke, but you really need to get a better argument.
June.
Is that an Asian that isn't pasty white? Oh my god, we have to shield Carmen from this. She's gonna explode knowing this information. What's next? You're gonna claim that he's Latino?
I'm half Asian and I grew up in a Tagalog-speaking household, so I feel like I'm a little bit qualified to speak.
Honey, you don't look Asian in the slightest. You're a fucking Latina, if anything.
June? Jun.
No, it's John.
What? We have the same name! Am I Asian?
Ah, I knew I was Asian! Dude! What? Dude, Jared! I'm Asian, man!
I know they're trying to portray their strawmen as ignorant or stupid, but given the whole transracial movement, it's funny how the wokes predict their own future.
The wokes. Oh my god, you have to be a social experiment, I swear. Also, you don't know what strawmanning is. A straw man is when you misrepresent somebody's argument by replacing it with another argument. For example, if I said, hey, I liked cats, and then Carmenrider said, oh my god, you hate all dogs? How could you? That's what strawmanning is. This is literally in no way strawmanning. Please learn what the word actually means.
Also, given the hair, that wouldn't make you Asian. That would make you Hamardian.
Don't fetishize Asian women.
Yeah, sorry. You're a bit late for that.
I've literally learned a virgin and a minor. How can you do this to me? I am very sorry, but if I had to hear it, you had to hear it. You know what? Let's play by your game. You're not funny. Also, do you not realize that fetishizing a race, especially if you admit to it, makes you racist? You do know that, right? You just admitted to being racist.
Don't call it yellow fever.
No one calls it that.
Yeah, why does it have to be a disease? There is nothing sexy about diseases.
Alright, who's gonna tell them?
You do know that's racist, right? That image you just showed? Implying that Asians, specifically Chinese people, are what started the virus, which is not true. You do know that's racist, right? But you don't care because I'm just a woke libtard, aren't I?
Don't pander to us. And don't try to one-up our Asianness.
What does that even mean?
Oh, that's right, you're Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I went to Japan once.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
My uncle, he actually...
And I love anime, like, so much. Like, oh my god, like, konnichiwa!
The only people who act like stereotypical anime girls are 12-year-olds.
And white girls. Trust me, I've heard of a lot of white girls that purposely try and act like a stereotypical Uru Sanrio girl. I'm not talking about people who just like Sanrio. I love Sanrio. I have a lot of Sanrio stuff. But I'm talking about people who purposely try and, you know, mimic how they think Asian people act by anime. There's a lot of people who are like that, and they're grown fucking adults. It's horrible.
And characters that are strawmen of anime fans.
I think the word you're looking for is over-exaggeration. Over-exaggerated characters are not strawmanning. They're just over-exaggerated for the sake of satire or the sake of just comedy in general. Satire is meant to show that something is stupid through humor and mocking them. So obviously, if you're mocking something, you're gonna make it more over-exaggerated because it's funny and it easier shows your point.
Either way, even as a strawman, that was fucking cringe.
I really hate to be that guy, but cringe culture does not work for arguments. Seriously, you can't just say that's cringe and expect people to understand the point you're trying to make. Sure, do you think it's cringe? Yeah, is that fine? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it's an actual argument. This is why things like cringe compilations are stupid, because they're not actually giving critique, they're just saying, oh, this makes me cringe. And that doesn't fucking mean that it's bad. Seriously, I've seen genuinely good content be criticized for nothing but being cringe. That doesn't work for an argument. Find a better one.
You may argue that it was supposed to be cringe, and to that I say, the same rules of annoying characters apply to cringe characters.
God, please, for the love of God, just use the word satire. It makes what you're trying to convey so much easier.
Cringe characters should only be cringe to the other characters, not the audience.
No, if you're trying to convince somebody that, something is cringe through satire, you have to kind of make them cringe, because if you don't make them cringe, it kind of defeats the point of doing the satire. Obviously, if you're trying to show that something's cringy through satire, you have to make the audience feel cringed. Feel cringed, that's a funny way to say it.
Do know that there are a lot more countries in Asia other than China, Japan, Korea, for example, India.
No shit. Even a third grader could tell you there are more countries than just those 3, which makes me question what kind of person this video is even for.
What do you think it's for? People who don't know that this stuff makes Asians not feel comfortable. If you make a video talking about 50 ways to crochet a hat, obviously the target audience is for people who don't know how to crochet a hat in 50 ways. What are you talking about? It's like, it implies it in the fucking title. If you're watching a tutorial to something, you probably don't know how to do said thing.
On that note, don't assume that we're all from the same country either.
That's not even a stereotype. Where are you getting these experiences from?
Oh, I don't know. Personal experience. Like, seriously, I would not be surprised if all of these were things that are based off of stuff that's happened in real life. Why would they just pull it out of their ass? Obviously, you don't know that because you aren't Asian.
Not all Asians are the same.
You'd actually probably really like my friend.
Oh?
Yeah, she's Korean. I mean, you might even know her already.
I don't know every Asian person.
That's not even what he was implying. Where did you even get the idea that he thought you knew every Asian person? He literally just said, you might even know her already.
Why the fuck? Why are you looking so deep into these scenarios that are obviously exaggerated for comedy? The fuck? Like, I get it, but it's just a fake scenario to, like, represent what they've most likely been through. That doesn't mean it's gonna be 100% logical and accurate as long as it proves the point they're trying to prove.
Person.
Her name's Sarah Kim.
Oh, I do know her.
And?
I like her.
Oh.
So this video is debunking stereotypes, yet you give in to the stereotypes.
It's literally just a joke. It's a joke of like, oh, haha, we're trying to debunk these stereotypes, but whoops, I accidentally fit a lot of these stereotypes. It's supposed to be ironic. That was the point, you dumbass.
If you're making a movie about Asian people, don't cast a white person to play an Asian.
And this only really applies to voice acting.
No, I don't think anyone really has a problem with, different races voice acting a character of a race that isn't their own. I don't think anyone has an issue with that. I think we're talking about live action acting because, casting a white person for an Asian person's role is whitewashing by definition, because you're taking away representation from Asians and then taking that and throwing it in the fucking trash. Also, if a white person were to play a black person's role, would you have a problem with that? I hope. What, is it different for Asians because you see them as sex toys instead of actual fucking people?
Unless you're referring to Netflix adaptations to which those are flawed for other reasons that don't involve the race of the cast.
Even if you were referring to voice acting, then that's still a bad point. It's called acting for a reason.
Cast me. Or me.
Congratulations! You presented the only reason people work or even watch modern smush. They only work there because it looks good on a CV, and dumb will college theater kids force themselves to watch and enjoy it in hopes that it would be a good business opportunity.
Or me!
Oh.
Please leave.
Why?
No.
But I
I can do it. It's like,
no.
If it wasn't funny the first time, it's not funny the second time.
Yeah, which is why you should stop saying you're not funny every single video, because that isn't funny either. And I can actually go into depth, unlike you, on why it's not funny and what you can do to make it more funny, but I doubt you'd listen, so why would I even bother?
alright. Cool. Fine. Bye. Forever.
Don't assume we're all good at math.
The only time I've seen that applied to anyone is as a joke. No one genuinely asks an Asian for math help solely based on their race.
Why would it be a stereotype then? If it wasn't actually used in a negative way, why would it be a stereotype? Sure, it's not a stereotype that's used as much as, early 2000s, back when everybody was haha edgy, but it's still used. It is still used.
Not to break your argument, but you literally do that with me.
I ask you because you're a robot, not because you're Asian.
Yeah, that's stereotyping.
18% of half of $51 is
$4.59. Damn it.
So falling into the same stereotype you're fighting is hypocritical, yet you do it anyways.
First of all, it's a joke. Second of all, people can fit into stereotypes without being hypocritical by saying that those stereotypes should be abolished. You know that there's Asian people who are good at math, right? Not because they're Asian, but they're just good at math because that's their talent, and that's totally fucking fine. But no, apparently that's hypocritical to you. Just because you fall into a stereotype doesn't mean that it's hypocritical to ask people to not put stereotypes on that group of people.
Don't assume we all know karate.
That's somehow even less of a thing that happens.
Maybe you should go, ask some real-life Asian people whether they've actually had that stereotype put on them or not. Instead of just assuming, because you're not fucking Asian. You should go ask. Go ask people. That's the best way to go about it if you actually want to know. Or just assume that what they're saying is actual things that they've experienced or based on actual experiences. Seriously, Carmen, you're so fucking dense. You're literally just saying, I haven't seen it happen, so it doesn't exist. That's a stupid way of thinking. By that logic, volcano eruptions must be a fucking hoax because I've never seen one erupt.
Yeah, that's stereotyping. Oh, ow, ow, ow.
What was that?
Got the karate's inside me.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like a sexual euphemism.
I feel violated.
What? No! You have math! We get 1.
What do you have?
A ton of cute backpacks!
That's not really an Asian stereotype, that's more so just a girl stereotype.
Are you fucking dumb? Literally, the most popular Japanese stereotype is the uwu anime girl one. Have you been living under a rock, Carmen? Seriously, how did you not know that this is a very, very, very big problem with Asian women being stereotyped as being uwu anime beans?
That's a lot of don'ts.
Yeah, do you think it sounds too negative?
Maybe. And we're generalizing a lot, which is the exact thing we don't want people to do.
We've already established that you're hypocrites. Don't waste our time.
Oh my god, it's almost like satire is a thing. Whoa! I know, your mind has to be blown right now, but I think that this is supposed to be satirical.
Right, so I guess if you want to not piss off Asian people, don't be an asshole.
Or overall, don't be an asshole.
So, you wasted our time by making this video. Noted.
Because we all know that having a comedic summary at the end of your video on what was actually in the video and the point you were trying to make in that video is totally just a waste of time. No fucking wonder your videos are so bad. You hate it when people make good content because you think it's wasting your time. And then she just promotes her fucking social medias, promotes her fucking website, and then, yeah, that's it. So, as we can tell, Carmenrider doesn't know what humor is. That's pretty much it. I mean, what else do I have to say? There's not much more I need to say, do I? You know, she admitted to fetishizing Asians, again.
Exactly. Why do you think I made Virgo part Singaporean?
To fetishize Asians, of course.
I asked the person at the desk for a body that looked 18, and let's just say I still got sus looks when walking out of that building. And Jaden, well, she's funny, relatable, poofy hair.
How in any way are those things lootable?
And all above, Asian.
Which is, interesting. So, in conclusion, Carmenrider stinky, but on a different note, Carmenrider, I never fucking said that you said that you were going to molest me. Why the fuck do you straw man every single fucking argument? I never claimed that you wanted to molest me. Stop.
Have made porn of Mushroom Girl, another commentator who has been very critical of Carmenrider. She was not very critical. She called me a pedophile and accused me of wanting to molest her when I said nothing of the sort.
For somebody who loves to say that people are straw manning things, you seem to love doing it yourself. Oh, and don't worry, I will most likely be making a video on that video too, so stay tuned for that in the near future, hopefully. But anyway, bye-bye.